Shalom, Rabbi Jonathan Ginsburg. This is video 7 in the series of 100 questions that Jews should know the answers to. This one is about the general category of lifetime of a Jew. Question 1, which is actually question 59 of the 100. What is the ceremony Brit Milah so significant for a Jewish boy? I have a video on this. It's a great mitzvah. It's one of the first mitzvot in the Torah. God told Abraham to circumcise himself and his son Isaac when he was 8 days old, and son Ishmael when he was 13 years old, which is why some Arab and Muslim communities do it at 13. This is the sign of the covenant, critical for the Jewish boy. Question 60, which is when is a Jewish girl named? Traditionally, it's on Saturday morning or Monday or Thursday morning or Saturday afternoon. Whenever the Torah is read, immediately after the girl is born, the father would come to the synagogue and have an aliyah, and there the girl's name would be mentioned. But in modern times, it's more customary for, especially among the non-Orthodox Jews, to have a special ceremony either in the synagogue or at home that's more elaborate, both with the covenanting and the naming. The Sephardim have a Friday night service party called Zevet Bat. 61. What do we mean by performing a mitzvah? What do the terms bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah signify? Well, mitzvah, many Jews think means good deeds. It actually is the word for commandment, of which many are good deeds. The Torah commands us. According to Jewish tradition, there are 613. There are hundreds of mitzvot, about 300 of which still apply. Since we don't have the temple and we don't live in Israel, there's more if you live in Israel. Bar is the Aramaic word for son, and bat is the Hebrew word for daughter. So when you get to be an adolescent, we have a life cycle event for them, bar and bat mitzvah, and you become of age of observing and responsible for the commandments. 62. Why is it essential to continue Jewish education throughout our lifetime? Well, there's a TV show that says, am I smarter than a 5th grader? Why would you want to spend your life being a Jew having the knowledge of a 12-year-old? And who pays attention when they're 12 anyway? And so it's necessary to continue learning throughout your life. There is so much to know. There's an unlimited amount of information of trying to discern God's wisdom and understand the great wisdom of our tradition. It's to be lifetime learning. And you can watch my 100 videos and as a starter. Why do we insist that the meal following a bar bat mitzvah or a wedding be part of a religious celebration? The term is seudat mitzvah. Seudah is a meal. Mitzvah, of course, is commandment. And we should celebrate by festivities and celebration. So we should have a seudat mitzvah. Question 64. Define the following terms relating to a Jewish wedding. Chuppah, ketubah, sheva brachot. What's a chuppah? That is the canopy under which a Jewish couple gets married. What is the ketubah? The Jewish wedding license. And the sheva brachot are what are they? The 7 wedding benedictions following the ceremony. You can see my video on Jewish marriage for more information. 65. Why did Jews break a glass at the end of the Jewish wedding ceremony? Again, see the video. The basic answer is that originally a rabbi threw a glass against the wall to sober Jews up who were acting too wildly at a wedding. Then it got to be associated with breaking it with your foot in commemoration of the destruction of the holy temples. And today we mentioned that, and also about how it symbolizes the creation of a new Jewish home, how marriages are fragile, etc. 66. Why do we stress simplicity and economy in celebrating a happy or a sad milestone in Jewish life? Give examples. Well, if you see my Jewish funeral video, you'll know we talk about simplicity and equality as the root of the Jewish funeral passages. You can say, for example, about a bar mitzvah, the cute expression, there should be more mitzvah than bar. The key is the religious celebration, not extravagant partying. And so there's a wonderful book out called Put God Back on the Guest List, reminding people of the spiritual significance. 67. Do Jews believe in divorce? What is the meaning of a get? I have a video on Jewish divorce. Yes, Deuteronomy 24 says that he can write for her a Jewish divorce. It was basic protection for women at a time when a man could send a woman away without any compensation. A get is the actual instrument of the divorce. It's an Aramaic document signifying the couple is no longer mekadesh, holy to one another. 68. What are some of the traditions regarding a Jewish funeral in House of Shiva? See my Jewish funeral video. Some of the traditions are, of course, we have a plain pine box if possible. We dress the person in a shroud, tachrichin. We prepare them ritually by washing their body, called tahara. We have people staying with the body until the burial, called shomrim. The funeral itself is brief. Usually it has a psalm, eulogies, and then the Elmolei Rachamim. Burial is in the earth. A house of Shiva, the people are supposed to stay there for a week and sit on low benches and observe mourning rituals and be greeted and consoled by others. 69. What is the most appropriate way to show sympathy for the bereaved? Come to the funeral, come to the Shiva, listen to them talk about the deceased, asked about the deceased, and the main sentence we say is Hamakom yinachem etchem b'toch sha'ar avlei Tzion v'Yerushalayim. May God who offers comfort grant you comfort in your bereavement. 70. Why do we recite the mourner's Kaddish, and when is it recited? Are there other types of Kaddish? And what's the answer? Well, there are 5 types of Kaddish. One is the burial Kaddish that's rarely recited. And then they're all versions of the full Kaddish. You have the full Kaddish, which is recited in a major division in a service. The half Kaddish, which is recited in a minor division of the service. Mourner's Kaddish is basically the full Kaddish without the sentence Tit Kabel, slow tone. And then there's the Scholar's Kaddish, which has an extra paragraph, Al Yisrael V'Al Rabbanan, recited after a period of teaching, usually by a mourner. Those are the different Kaddishes. The Mourner's Kaddish is recited at least once each service, Shachrit, Mincha, and Mariv, 3 times a day. In the Shachrit service, some congregations have it even more than once. It's a prayer to praise God. It actually says nothing about death, but it is the main prayer for our mourners. 71. What do Jews believe about heaven and hell? Well, I have various videos about this. We believe, as Maimonides teaches in of his 13 principles of faith, principle number 11, that there is reward and punishment. We call the upper sphere the Shamayim. There are various terms for the area of punishment, but we don't have a lot of details about it. Basically, Maimonides taught that we shouldn't speculate that much about it. What is a Yortzeit? 72. Yortzeit is the anniversary of the Hebrew date of the death of someone. 73. What is an unveiling? In Chicago, they call it dedication. That is, when you erect the tombstone, you have a ceremony to dedicate it. So I hope you did well on that part of the exam. The next one will be on Jewish beliefs.